Hi, Achim here from InnerSpace Explorers.
Hi, Juan here.
Where's Juan? In Florida, in Blue Grotto actually. We're in the water, playing with Virgil, the famous turtle. Probably saw the pictures. We just ran into a discussion about Miflex versus rubber hoses, and I realized that this question came up a few times before from viewers. I thought it's a good moment to discuss this a little bit. So yeah, what's better? What do you prefer? Why do you prefer, etc.? So what do you prefer? It's just a second there's a guy passing by with a golf cart. At least he switched off the leaf blower, which was pretty annoying for the last hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you prefer?
Me, generally rubber. Generally, I prefer rubber, and the reason why is because, especially on the long hose, if you use a Miflex on the long hose, they kind of tend to be floaty, in my experience at least.
Yeah, true. So for me, it's a bit 50-50. Mm-hmm. It depends a little bit what I'm doing. So the thing with the floaty is true, especially, I mean, if you don't have a canister light where you hook him under, so if you have them like tucked underneath the belt, and as they have like a slippery surface, it's very easy for them to come off. So I just realized I have a habit when I'm diving on Miflex long hose that I constantly restuffing it, which can be a bit annoying. On the other hand, it seems to become a habit after a while.
It doesn't kink though as much.
It doesn't kink, but they tend to twist. Sometimes it's like when you want to form the U to put them over, it's like So sometimes, On the other hand, they seem to be a bit more stable. I actually switched my stage hoses to Miflex a while ago. Yeah. So all my stage regulars have 1 meter Miflex hoses, and I was pretty happy. But then on the other hand, somebody came to me and showed me that his were like all the fibers were like coming off. And
it can be a pain. Okay, it can be a pain. Like literally, like if you're diving a wetsuit and you don't have a hood, it can really rub upon your neck.
Yeah, true.
And cause abrasion. That's one thing. It can be uncomfortable at the very least when it grabs your little hairs.
No, the hair thing for me is not really.
And then I've also encountered, but I really don't know what the material is. It's like almost a hybrid of the Myflex, and then it has a wrapping of rubber around it. Those ones I really want to play more with.
Ultraflex?
I
know there's Ultraflex around, which seems to be a bit more quality. If somebody knows more about it, let me know.
I'd love to.
People will be like, why do these two experts sit there and have no clue what they're talking about? They don't even know what's on the market. Fact is, I basically dive I'm not the gadget seeker in dive equipment, so I need a hose, I buy a hose. And so the cool thing, the way I discovered Miflex was because I was shooting for one of the bigger companies. We were shooting pictures, and my wife was basically the model, and we wanted to look this cool. So the suit was like black and white, and so mask was white, and
the colors
fins were white, and then suddenly we were like, okay, let's get colored hoses. And that's when I was like, this is Miflex. There was these colored hoses, and I was like, they're different material. That's how I got the first Miflex hoses. And then I have these carbon regulators, and I was like, there's carbon hoses. So carbon. So much for I'm not a gadget guy. But that's how I basically found them. And obviously it was nice because they were, from the beginning, they were available in all lengths. So as we were pretty much into proper hose lengths, I mean, for the DRR configuration, like the 7 meter hose, the 22-inch hoses for everything else. And then also when I started to reconfigure the KISS, the classic KISS, I mean, there's a lot of different hose lengths, like for the oxygen inlet, and then the small one that goes towards the ADV on the top. And so there was always possible to find the exact right length on a Miflex hose. And like on the KISS, you have this metal frame where the counterlungs are in, and a couple of other parts that are sharper than on regular dive equipment, so to
Yes.
speak. And I always like the Miflex hoses there because they seem to be more sturdy. I mean, it's not like you can cut them on a metal edge as easy as a rubber hose.
Yeah.
And so that's something I also really like them for, and especially as they come in such a variety of length.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, the point is the hoses of different kinds, whether it's Miflex or rubber hoses, can be of different grades of quality.
Yeah.
And I think mostly that's what you'd like to watch out for if you're in the market for a new hose. There are rubber hoses. Not all rubber hoses are made equally either.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
It really depends where from where they come. I'm actually just in the back of my head spinning about this Ultraflex. I've been recently diving with a student of mine, and they looked like Myflex, but like the fibers that all looked a little bit finer, and they were way more flexible than the Myflex hoses. And I think he said that was Ultraflex. If you know more about this, put it in the comment section. If you have other experiences with Myflex hoses or with rubber hoses, something that's like really not covered by us, it was like this is a real problem or this is great, whatever, put it in the comment section. We really would love to know your opinion.
Yeah.
And
Especially maybe some of them have encountered that caking that happens inside the hoses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So before there was an incident where there were a couple of incidents before where less quality made hoses would, especially the Myflex style hoses, would have the rubber deteriorate from inside the hose and create blockages, right?
Yeah, heard about that.
Yeah. So I'm curious whether they still happen nowadays. You know, if anybody has a recent experience, please put it in the comments. I'll be really curious to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So take care. Let us know. And also, if you have things that you would like to see covered in videos, please send me a message, and I'll try to cover that if it's somewhat reasonable and appropriate for the channel. And we switch off now and then start again into the next video because we have another topic coming up.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.